All right. So, hello. Myself, Dharmik Hirapra, and this is a project for the class Design and Portfolio 3. And in this project, I was tasked to implement any mechanic, and for the mechanic, I chose Rhythmic Spike Activation System. It is originally inspired from game Helltaker, and under this mechanic, there is multiple spikes scattered all around the levels, and it will activate and deactivate according to the movements or according to the moves player do. So let me show you with the levels that I created. So this is my very first level. As you can see, the spikes are activated right now. But let's say if I make any move, let's say if I go for like forward, as you can see, spikes are deactivated. If I move forward again, spikes are activated. If I move right, spikes are deactivated. And that goes same with any interaction function. If I interact with some object, spikes will react on it. So that's how this level works, and that's how the whole mechanic looks like. The another thing that I also wanted to know not about this mechanic is there is a small little bug that I found. Like one of my classmates pointed out, and I found it, and I thought like let's share it with you guys. So the bug is will look something like this. So at this point, as you can see, I'm on a spike. Like as you can see, those red, light red blocks, so there's spikes, and I'm on a spike. And now, if I interact with some object, spike will activate, and it's supposed to give damage to me. But if I interact with any object, as you can see, spike is not giving any damage. So again, this is something which like um, uh, I don't like it. I mean, it irritates me, but since it is a bug and I tried to solve it, I didn't able to, so I thought of to keep it as of now. Uh, so to complete this level and so let's complete this level and I'll show you the last level that I created. As you can see, this level is, I guess this level is actually meant for this bug. All right, so now this is the last level that I created. Uh, this happens a lot. And also, the thing that I want to point about this mechanic is it is like very simple, yet it is uh, highly effective on level. Because like I was playing when I was playing Helltaker, there was enemy implemented on this game on that game. So it was making it really fun to calculate all those moves, all those possibilities. And again, for that game, there was like move counting system was implemented, which is something which was making the game hard. But I thought of to play around with the spikes as of now. Then I'll later on implement the move counting system. I especially like the sound of spike activation and deactivation. Okay, so now we will talk more about how the uh, whole blueprint is created. So I started with entity player, and in this I set up some variables for health, and the max health that as of now, I kept is 3, which I will increase and while I like add some other mechanics in it. And then for to even begin play, I set up max health as in my actual health. Then I played around with the HUD, where I created a health bar and also created a system to show the track of health bar. Then later on, I started exploring like how should I implement the tile system. So for that, first I created a blueprint from like child blueprint of tile blueprint, and in this, as you can see, I added some spikes, changed the color of a normal plan, and then I added a function called health decrease function. So this function is actually like getting a reference from player, and from that it is getting health. It's like on every single interaction, it is decreasing the health. Every single time the function is being called, it will decrease the health of player by one. So it's again decrementing the player, and then it is also this function is doing is like to check for if like health is zero, then like it will switch the player, it will kill the player or reset the map. So here I was a bit confused, like either I should do a reset map or kill player. But then after some thought, I plan to keep kill player instead of resetting the whole map. So later, since I do not have any move counting system, I thought of put a kill player instead of a reset the map. Because it is again, if it's a right now it's a small map, but if there would be a big map and then if I do the reset, it would be a bit frustrating. So for the like after that, I reached to entity player because this is something which is counting the movement of players, like whether player is going forward, backward, left, right. At that time, it is counting the movement. And to also like make it count this interaction moments too, I added this interaction interface message, and then I created a custom event in a tile blueprint. So this is a tile blueprint. So and in this I created a custom event which I again called here. So every single time. So the reason behind doing this is every single time player makes any move, this function is being called. So and now I also added an interface, interactable interface in it. It will get cold every single time like player makes a player interacts with something. So after that, like from here, the function is being called, and what the function is doing, we'll talk about it later. But now, right now, let's go into the spike. So for the spike, again, I override the event on entered. Then from here, I casted the player itself, and this is again a blueprint that this is like is entered is something like you can ignore it. This is something I was planning to add in my spike system, but as of now, I would not like to. There's nothing to do with it. It is just a normal, regular uh, variable. So we'll ignore it and we'll use the is activated, which is kind of key variable for actually activating and deactivating the spikes. So here as you can see, if is activated, as its name suggests, if the thing is activated or the spike is activated, here is activated means spike is activated. So if it is activated, again, the health system, as we talked about, health system will called out. And this one is one of the main function behind visual and audio clues. So the this in this event, spike for activation is going on, and again, if the spike is activated, it will play a sound which you heard, and then it will set relative location to -30, which is again setting up the spikes at a low angle. And l- low angle by I mean like it will go below the tile itself, so it will not be visible. And then it will set is activate false because it's already been set lower. So right now the spike is not activated. That's why it's been deactivated. And as we talked like here the about this custom event. So on this custom event, it will check for the moving of very character. And this moving variable is like moving variable comes from um, this whole blueprint. So here, if character is making any move, again, as I said, due to this, movement means either moving or interact with something. If character is doing that, it will get all the actors of spikes and call the spike activation in that. So all the actors that present in the level for in this case it's 9. So it will call all nine of the spike activation or the tiles and activate the activation function. And that's how the whole activation system works. So this was my presentation for rhythmic spike activation. For future, I'll implement some different ideas on it, which I'm working on, and I'll try to polish it more. So I'm Dharmik Harapra, and this is Rhythmic Spike Activation. Thank you.